was. I don't know how good of a transition that was. I can't hear the music on this monitor for some reason. But with a simple push of a button, here I am. Hello, world. We're gonna play Skies of Arcadia. We're gonna play my favorite thing on the planet. We're gonna do a new game, and we're just gonna keep on going until I fall asleep, and then I wake up tomorrow and I play some more. God, what a thing. What a wonderful thing this is. Too good. You might hear this is the rumble pack on my Dreamcast. Going bananas as this Valua Armada ship comes close. Like any good story, it starts with a girl on the run. Yeah, I have lots of water and stuff. Like any good heroic game, there's an evil empire, and they're just chasing. It's Star Wars. Except my Star Wars. No, that's not true. Star Wars is my Star Wars. I'm not gonna read these. It's always very tempting to read these. But that would be exhausting. But this is Alfonso. He's a piece of shit. Which is great, because sometimes you need some characters in your games who are absolute pieces of shit. A lot of the Valua dudes are pieces of shit. This is the Dreamcast version. So I like Skies of Arcadia Legends, and I do own it, as you would suspect. But they compressed the audio data to make it fit on the Dreamcast mini disc. And that greatly upsets me. It sounds so funny. The other game has all those moonfish, has the entire subplot with Piastol, has Air Pirate Vigoro, and all that stuff, but it's like, I would rather play the original and have the good music. If they did a remake, right, they would just take Legends. And then they would bring back the proper music. But that's it. The translator told you it's Valua. I'm never gonna do that. It's fun. I like talking to the people who made this game. I got to talk to Reiko Kodama last year, and Kenshi Hiruta follows me on Twitter, even though that barely matters. He's like, "You're a fan," and I'm like, "Yes, I am. Go make another." He's like, "I would like to do that very much," and I'm like, "Yes, I know." The heroes show up, because that's what heroes do. Which is very important. I don't know. I've done a whole Let's Play of this before when I was a freelancer. When my voice was deeper. It wasn't like that. And I've streamed a little bit for Kotaku, and I've tried writing about this game for Kotaku, and so sometimes I feel like I'll repeat my points about this game very, very often. But really, wow, this is a game full of fucking heroes, and it's the best. I like when games are subversive quite a bit. But this game is so refreshingly honest, especially in the first half, that I just love it. I deeply, deeply love it. Just swashbuckling, good, honest fun. And then the second half starts to tweak with things and play with things. But for a while, it's very traditional JRPG. And that's not to say that it ever gets unconventional. It stays conventional throughout, but the first half is very much like, let's find the crystals. And then the second half is like, here's what happens when you actually find the crystals. Which I think is very fun. Or like, here's what happens when the bad guys steal the crystals from you. Which is very good. Great battle theme, great battle system. Super straightforward if you don't know it. Couple things. Attack. Defense. You know what it is. Magic. Vise doesn't have it right now. These things right here. These are your moonstones that you put in your weapons. At first you start with red, and blue, which is very, very cool. Or no, excuse me, red and green. We start with red and green. These act as your elemental things. Depending on which stone you have slotted into your weapons, you earn magic for that corresponding color. Red is, in this case, fire and buffs. Green is healing and also poison. Basically anything that has to do with like bodily health. Special moves. Can't use them yet because we gotta gather these things called spirit points, which you can do by just spending a turn to focus. At the start of every turn, you gain a certain amount of spirit points based upon a handful of factors, including how many characters are in your party, and then also some of their stats. But at any time you really want to build up to a special skill, you can. You just have to sacrifice a turn to earn a little bit of resource. So like this next turn, right, provided that I don't like get 2 critical hits here and just end these fucking fools. Oh, he dodged, so it's fine. Means that, right, we're gonna use a special attack and I'll show you what it is. This is gonna be Cutlass Fury, a fantastic skill. The attacks in this game are so flashy, they're so wonderful. Oh, there's a critical hit right there. So these guys are Mondo screwed. I feel like the first couple battles up your chances for critical hits a lot. I'd be curious to know if that's actually true. But here's Cutlass Fury.
Cutlass Fury!
And if you haven't seen it, just for shits and giggles, this is the Skies of Arcadia Legends instruction booklet, but it has a lot of cool information in there about the game world. It's really detailed. It's like stupidly detailed. This is one of the most intense, really wonderful instruction booklets you can find. I like the Legends version of the game a lot, but for people who keep on hopping in and going, why are you playing on the Dreamcast? Sound quality. You gotta have the really good, the really, really good music. You just have to. Magic does have elemental effects. You can probably see it in that manual right there. But for instance, blue is strong against green, but green is strong against purple. Which is good. Great introduction of Dine. This is your father, or Vise's father. The guy's like, there's 5 of us. And he's like, nope, there's 4. Gorgeous stuff. Wonderful video game. Maybe the best video game. Every single time I've tried to write about this game, I feel like my words have never been enough. Which is a pain, but you see how it is.
Let's go!
Somebody says, a full remake of this would be ideal, but I'll take a remaster. I want a remaster specifically because I want people to play this. A remake would be very, very cool. But the fact that we can play, you know, Grandia 2, but not this, which isn't a knock against Grandia 2. Grandia 2 is a pretty good RPG, but the fact that we can play Grandia 2 or whatever, and not this, is a pain in the ass. Like, it's even easier for me to play, like, all the Suikoden games, partially because of emulation, and then also partially because, you know, if I use my PlayStation 3, I can download, like, all those games. The PlayStation 3 is a dream machine when it comes to playing old PS2 games. I also have my PS2 here with, like, copies of all the Dot Hack games and Wild Arms 3 and stuff. Dispose of them. See, like, remasters are cool to me, but not if people can't play the original in a reliable fashion, right? So to me, like, put Skies of Arcadia Legends on the fucking Switch. Just, like, go for it. Or like a clean version of it, right? very important to me. These guys are chumps. You can like one hit all of them. Right, because like a remaster loses some of its context if you have no way of kind of engaging with the original work as well. Which you can. There's lots of pretty easy to use Dreamcast emulators out there, but I would also rather have those commercially available so Sega can like benefit from them and stuff. I'm not saying go out and emulate everything. Although in some cases it's the only way you can play certain things, but you know. You know, because we do have some things, right? We have the Shenmue games, which I'm very glad we have those playable because I think those are culturally important, arguably in a way that Skies of Arcadia maybe isn't. Which isn't a knock on Skies of Arcadia. I love it. It's my favorite game, but it's not quite as important to the culture, right, as something like Shenmue, which really redefined kind of open world spaces and a couple other things, pulling from a lot of different sources, right? Kind of taking some of the stuff that even like Ultima had done and putting it in a real 3D space. But the Shenmue HD games, yeah, they're fantastic. They're really, really good. The fun thing is, people are going to be like, oh, this game has so many random encounters. And first, kind of, I've never found it that obtrusive. Because fighting is fun in this game. And if the combat system sucked, then I'd be like, well, yes, of course. Why would I want to get into all these random battles? But the combat system in this game just like clicks. It's totally fine. But because I am playing on my Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast is a very loud machine, anytime I'm about to get into a random encounter, I don't know if you can somehow hear my Dreamcast. I doubt it. The Dreamcast revs, right? It revs like a fucking jet engine. It just goes bonkers. You just hear the disc turning and all that data churning. You can use this to your advantage in certain cases. You can, if you hear the disc spinning, you can actually, you can do like some menu canceling. You can sometimes just stop in place before the game actually triggers the random battle. There's a lot of weird shit you can do. It's really, really fun. I recommend, though, just fighting every fight. They're fun. Like I said, this is one of my favorite combat systems. And then, quite frankly, it's just like you want to have your magic leveled up. You want to have your characters leveled up. It's really important. Like, because, like, there are going to be moments in this where, like, it could even happen in this upcoming fight where, like, I don't know, a character gets knocked out. And if a character is knocked out, they don't gain experience points, which totally sucks. So you want to get experience and levels and magic as much as you can in this game. 100%. How's the sound mix on this, for the record? Is it okay? You know, I can't really listen to the stream. If the music gets too loud or whatever, please let me know. Good little use of lighting right here to guide you towards the magic droplets. Because I'm just gonna heal Ica. Well, actually, it's heal Vise too. That's really why these things are here. Game's slightly quiet. Okay, so we'll have to consider if I adjust that a bit. What if we tried this? Right, it's the start of what will be many hours of Skies of Arcadia. I have auto ducking kind of programmed into OBS so that when I talk, it will duck the game sound a little. So we'll try that. I'm playing off my original Dreamcast, for those of you who didn't maybe catch that from the previous conversation. I am just using my AV cables and putting them into a FrameMeister, which is an upscaler. So it's taking a signal that I believe is by default 480p and upscaling that. I have it upscaling into 1080p 60, which doesn't really matter in this case too much. I love how 3D spaces work in this game. I've played through this opening in many different contexts, and yeah, I just like how the spaces are actually really, they feel kind of contiguous and connected. They feel like actual spaces, which is really cool. Gosh, when we get towards Moonstone Mountain, I'm gonna open up a guide though, because that place is confusing. Scurry, scurry. This is when you're like, he's like, ah, good. My preparations to get rid of this traitor who totally screwed things up. He's like, if I pretend somebody betrayed me, the Empress will totally buy it. And you're like, dude, no, she won't. Well, maybe she will, but Galcian won't. I maybe it is 480i. For some reason, I thought the PlayStation 2 was 480i and this was 480p. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while. I know it's not in 480p now. It's in 1080p, but I'm letterboxing it to its actual. So it's 4:3 and not like, I'm not going to stretch it to fit the screen so you can have 16:9. That would be disgusting. Super gross looking. Why would I ever do that? Super good game. This is Alfonso. He's a war beast. Some sort of pig, maybe? I don't know. He's like a pig bull guy who can fire lightning. Decent boss theme. The fun thing about the boss music in this game is that it's dynamic. So if you start doing bad, it changes to like a desperate version of the tune, and if you start kicking ass, it changes to a higher intensity, like, oh, we're about to do this version of the tune, which I think is very, very good. I mean, we don't need to talk about the merits of all the computer cable, component cable, whatever stuff. It is what it is. I'm not using some sort of weird SCART thing or whatever is basically the point. But I am using an upscaler. I live in a world full of cables and extra shit. I just got another capture card thing today. I got a I have a Ninja 5 now, which I don't use for streaming, and I need to set up. Do we have Sakri crystals? No, we don't, so I guess Aika's gonna have to heal him.
Moons, give me strength!
It's not like super dynamic music, but it is nice to have the changes that go back and forth. What is Alfonso's element? He must be yellow, right? Presumably? What is he? Yeah, he's yellow. Like he's like a Valuan war beast, so. Actually, you know what? What does strong against yellow? Blue does, huh? And yellow does strong against green. So, yeah, that's fine. I can live with it. I mean, it might suck if he does like a big counterattack on Aika or like a critical attack, but it should be fine. That's not too bad. See? One thing I like about these fights, but also is kind of frustrating about these fights, is that it's like real 3D space, right? So like characters can move around to square off against the enemy, and it's really dynamic. But certain enemies have like attacks that can charge through your whole party, or something like you have those sort of attacks too. So positioning is something that could have really mattered more in this game if you had control over it, which you just don't. Instead, your characters very often do whatever they want. 2 counterattacks in a row. Interesting. I'll be very concerned if Vi's moves more directly in a line with Aika. Right, but I don't think that'll be the case. If you can hear the music, it's dynamic now. This is the opportunity version. Three counterattacks. Jesus. We get him next turn no matter what. Counterattack here, we win. No, we still win.
Here goes.
Yeah, I have the demo, actually. I have that demo here. I have the demo disc. I have pretty much all the Dreamcast demo discs. I think I'm missing one. But yeah, in fact, where is it? Where's my stupid YouTube channel? I'll be able to supplement this stream by every now and then being like, hey, here's just my stuff that I've done on this game multiple times. Yeah, see, I would have been really bummed out if somebody had gotten knocked unconscious here, because you just don't gain any of your stats. Total bummer. Moonberry, very good. I'm looking through my YouTube for a minute, which is, that's a recording of part of the YouTube, a part of the demo, which is like the story chunk of it. There's also options in there that are just to do ship battles and a couple other things. It's a really beefy demo. Alfonso's on his little thing. Fuck you. Do you know who my father is? And you're like, dude, come on. What am I grabbing? Grabbing a couple things. Sorry, people are messaging me too. I have a lot of stuff going on in the world of Heather right now. So there we go. And then they go home. Oh, we stole it. Because blue rogues are good pirates. This is Fina. She's my favorite character in any video game. Literally does not get better. Really doesn't get better than the core 3 of Vi's, Aika, and Fina, who are just astoundingly fantastic. And they all love each other. It's all very cliche, but I love every second of it. If you want even more context for that, here's another thing. I have a tattoo on my arm, and it's just the same tattoo that Fina has on her forehead. Albeit, I think, you know, I'm not too picky, but I wish I had a slightly better reference photos than just the game, because there's like old plushies, like there's a Fina plush. Don't know where that one exists. Maybe one of the artists of the game still has it or something. But that one showed the tattoo in more detail. So my version of it feels a little squat and not quite what I would like. It arcs up and there's a line that goes into the circle, and this one's a little offset. So it's fine. I like having it on me to remind me to be like a better person. But I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get like 3 more runes, because all the Sylphites have fucking runes on their body. And I'm just gonna get them all up my arm once I'm able to make fucking human contact with anybody again. These choices seem like throwaway choices, but they matter. These are how you get reputation points. Reputation points, as it sounds, increase your reputation. This is your swashbuckling rating. And this is when he's like, it's a great name, it's really feminine, and everybody's like, that's a weird thing to say. And you're like, yes, it kind of is. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. But those things do matter, and they're not just about being nice. Sometimes they're about being smart. Sometimes they're about being like cunning. It's a lot of stuff. Fina's big deal is that she doesn't know what air pirates are or what the world is, because spoiler alert, she ain't from this place. Which you would think is kind of boring and very cliche, but actually gives her a chance to be the character in the party that really questions like the power structures that they keep on finding themselves in. Also, she's a fundamentally decent person, so are Viz and Aika. But like, she's the one who has the face-to-face with like the Empress. And she gets to be like, what are you doing? Like, you're just like this weird autocrat lady. And the Empress is like, how dare you? Not the most cunning of political takedowns, but Fina has this tendency to walk into the spaces that she's in and kind of assert herself over all these other power structures, which I think is really nice, because nominally she's like the demure white mage, and she's not always that, which is cool. Is she as sassy as Aerith? Not quite, but, you know. Which is good. Yes. Let's go up. I need to talk to all these people. Luke, the Raider. Thank you, Luke. Luke Plunkett, the Raider. So it's weird, by the way. The way that the camera turns is you're using the shoulder buttons on the Dreamcast, but it's rotating. How do I even explain? So it's rotating clockwise, and you get it to spin on that clock axis by pushing the direction clockwise or counterclockwise that you want it to go, which is nice. In a much better world, the Dreamcast would have 2 analog sticks, but it doesn't. It has 1 analog stick and a D-pad on the left side. I love the Dreamcast controller, but it is a fucking piece of work. I actually think the Dreamcast controller is really comfortable. Like, ergonomically, it's a pretty nice controller. But boy, it's awkward to play in retrospect for certain things. But boy, the way that it sits in your palms is really, really nice. Like, it's like these really cool curves. That I think is like, I think a lot of people clown on this controller because like it's not the best controller to play with, but I think it is a really comfortable controller to have in your hands. This is the world map, which is fucking dope as hell. It's just a big 3D space because that's what you could finally do with this hardware, and there's a whole map of the world that we will get to explore. Eventually there will be 3 layers above the clouds, in the actual clouds where we are now, and then below, which is super good. I think this is just where we're going to find Pirate's Grave. Throughout the game, there's just discoveries that you can find. And you can sell those discoveries to the Discovery Guild for money. And if you don't sell them and find them, eventually this other bastard named Domingo finds them, and he's like, haha, I found all of it. Which is a bummer, because certain things in the game, you gotta find all these things. Look at that slowdown, though. I was like, we're about to enter into a battle for sure. I feel like I will every now and then have very cool and interesting things to say about this game, but very often I'm just going to be like, this is how this game works, because I get the sense that there's at least a few people in chat, or just watching, not in chat, who maybe don't know what the deal is with this game, because I'm a grown adult now, which sucks, and I played this game when I was like 10 or so, right? I was pretty young. But even then, it mattered a lot to me. Oh, don't get knocked out, darling. Don't get counterattacked. That would be the worst, too. Magic tends to go at the start of the turn. I don't know if that's always true. A lot of the stats determine differences, but you know. If we run into any maraca, we might get maraca shells, which are a bonus item, or an accessory. So the cool thing is, I guess I didn't explain it, for magic stat growth, it's also based upon how... first off, I'm going to grab some of these fish, because you can just grab fish, which is wonderful. We're going back home to Pirate Island, which is this way. I forgot how much the overworld kind of makes things chug, which is very interesting. The growth of each of your potential magic stats is also based upon how many people are wielding that type of crystal at one point. So if you really wanted people to gain green magic really quickly, you could have your whole party equip green magic. I find it better to have characters who kind of specialize. Helps you out. Means really stressing green and then silver magic with Fina very quickly. These guys are blue, so what's strong against blue? Red is strong against blue. But blue is also correspondingly strong against red. I think they balance each other out. If I remember correctly. Blue is sky magic. It's sky and water magic. Wow, 3 maraca. They're going to beat the crap out of me, it feels like. That'd be really disappointing because I did not save. So if it gets really bad, I'll flee. But that would suck. Yellow is also strong against blue. So if we had a yellow moonstone, which we're not going to get for a long time, that'd be good. Getting beat up. I'd like to win this fight. Counterattack? Yes. Always good. Yeah, there's a lot of cool camera work in here. Yeah, I think maybe the 3 Maroka is just like too much to deal with. What if we tried to run? If I fail this run attempt, then Vi certainly dies.
Retreat!
Yeah, that's fine. It's early in the game. We can afford to retreat. Although if you run from too many fights, you actually lose reputation points after a while. Here's something that I think some people maybe don't know. Some of those fish you pick up, this is one of the reasons why you pick them up. I mean, those ones only increase one amount of health at a time, but you can use them as healing items too, which is very cool. Silver is neutral against everything against yellow, except yellow, yes. Against yellow, it's stronger. Yellow and red are the ones that have the most amount of things that they are strong against, because red is good against green, purple, and blue. What a great shot of Fina. She's my fucking favorite. So good. I guess I'm gonna complain for a second again though. I love my tattoo. I just wish it was a little bit more in line with what I thought. We were taking an image from the game. So I still love it, but you ever just want like a little bit more? Because if you look at my tattoo in that article I linked, the middle part that goes into the circle should arc out more and come more naturally from the stem of the first part of the rune. Ugh, drive me bonkers. Only me bonkers though. And now we get to run around Pirate Island and figure out how we want to handle things. Before we get to the first dungeon, we're definitely going to want to give Aika her first special ability. That's Vize's mom. She never gets a name. She's just always Vize's mom. Which is very funny, because mostly everybody in this game has a name, but she's just Vize's mom. Which is fine. I'm not saying that, like, in a mean way. I just mean more like, there's usually people have names in this game, and then she's like one of the few major characters that doesn't. Oh, Fina, why are you so good? fucking killing me here. I cannot wait to get more fucking tattoos on my arm. Listen to that rumble. Jesus. I don't know if you can hear it. You probably can. It is the strongest rumble ever. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Pretty much we know Luke the Raider's name, but we don't know Vize's mom name, which is very, very funny. You're like, huh? Because I know Vize's dad's name. His name is Dine. This is funny. Yeah, look at Timus the Gunner. I know him. Mabel the Raider. I know all these people. Timus and Mabel. Who's my mom? An enjoyable thing for me is I want my tattoo to look a little different. But you know, I was gonna say Loca. You said it before I could, which was gonna say it's not liquor. In this game, it's Loqua. Loqua? Because you can't have pirates drinking wine and liquor. A dangerous thing. Pirates Island kicks ass. Good old frothy mug of water. I want to be a pirate with an office. I'm just a journalist with an office that I can't even go to right now because of pandemic. Awful. There's like just so many different chests of stuff we can find. Well, let's first save our game. The good old visual memory unit. Where I seem to have lost like most of my saves. Like I do not have my old saves from when I was a kid, which doesn't matter. I don't know why people get too romantic about save files, but they do. We can play Pentaquest. That's correct. But I would have to take out the VMU, and I don't know if you would get to see me play Pentaquest. Right? Just running around. There's a cham up here, but I can't grab it yet. Because I don't know about chams or Cupel. Cupel, the most fucking amazing thing ever. This is a cool scene for establishing who these characters are. For a couple reasons, right? And it also tells you a little bit about the swashbuckling rating system. Which is that it's about being a good pirate from time to time, which means obeying the laws of being a good pirate. So I'm going to get an option here to like come in and speak on Fina's behalf, or just stand quietly and like let her do her thing and like listen to the captain do the thing. And first off, that's cool for two reasons. It means I'm respecting Dine. It also means I'm respecting Fina. And that ends up being actually the quote-unquote heroic swashbuckling choice. It's a fun little thing that game systems, intentionally or not. I think a lot of people, when you talk about video games, talk about, oh, is that what the designer intended? And it doesn't fucking matter. It never fucking matters what the designer intends. The designer is fucking gone when you're playing the game. You're having a conversation with them vaguely, but mostly you're engaging with the game, which is its own thing that speaks on their behalf and also on its own. So game systems tell you things arguably about the designers of the game and their values, right? Because they're the people who made these systems, but really they tell you about the values of the game world as well. So in this case, the swashbuckling thing to do in the world of Arcadia is to like not talk, like supersede your captain, but also to like let other people do their thing sometimes. And also there's a good moment for Fina where she's like, I can't tell you shit. They're like, what is your secret? I'm a pirate. And she's like, no, like, I'm on my own thing. You people, I barely know you. Which I think is very cool. It's not death of the author necessarily, because you're always, to engage with artists, always engage with the artist to a certain extent. But like, intention doesn't matter, because the work that we produce can say things completely contrary to the way to what we intend. And just because we didn't intend it, doesn't mean that people finding those messages are wrong. You can make art
So much.
that is, I don't know, racist or sexist or whatever, without ever intentionally, right, making art, your art racist or sexist or whatever, right? Just to use very loose terms, right? Like, sometimes your intention doesn't matter because you end up doing the thing anyway. That applies to like even small stuff, which is very, very fascinating. Isn't there a secret door here? No, there's a secret ladder. So we know where to find the Moonberry, but that means going up top to Pirate Island. My screen's a little dark. It's probably dark for you too. I guess I didn't realize how dark this segment of the game was. There's so many pieces of, like, it's almost like an adventure game, the amount of extra text that is in the game. Like, most things in the game have text to go with them. Like, even like weird background stuff that you wouldn't imagine actually has text to go with it. They actually do, which is kind of cool. Oh, ladders are a trip in this game, because you can slide down poles, but you can't slide down ladders. You just got to deal with it. Weapon shop. All these characters have like really cool designs. I love them. Oh, it's me, the weapons merchant. Monkey Island. So it sounds like Dominic. That's the second biggest value in ship I've ever seen. I have just enough for new cutlass. Very tempting. Very tempting to buy cool items. But I forget what's in there. We don't get any items in we don't get any items in Shrine Island, or weapons in Shrine Island, that I believe, that I remember, so I might just buy it. Or really, I guess the thing to buy would be like Sakurai's crystals or like magic droplets, but you can't stop me. Yeah, Alpha Storm, which if Aika's in my party, we can just do that now because we got a Moonberry after defeating Antonio. So special attacks, for those of you who don't know, you have to use these things called Moonberries to unlock them. Aika's first one is Alpha Storm. It is a giant cone of fucking fire. And it's great. It's fantastic, especially in early dungeons where it does a lot of work. And then eventually you start to upgrade it to another thing. Right, because then you get Lambda Burst and all that stuff. But really also you get Rain of Swords, which is Vise's big AoE attack that hits everybody, so Lambda Burst. Aika very brashly, fire consume my enemy! Lambda Burst. Omega Cyclone's very long animation, yeah. This is when they're like, we're getting drunk on Loqua. Aika's most valuable ability is actually not an attack ability anyway. It's Delta Shield. Delta Shield allows you to negate any enemy status effect causing special abilities or magic, which is important because this game often features enemies that have instant death magic. The Silver Moon is about life and death and void, technically in certain ways. So one of the things that crystal is responsible for is that's where you get your resurrection magic, but it's also where you get all of your instant death magic, including a spell that can attack the entire room, which means that when enemies use it, it can attack your entire party, called Eternes, which is bonkers because I think its baseline thing is that there's a 50% chance of you dying to Eternes. Eternes and Eternum is 100%. So there are enemies who cast that in the game, and you just like don't want to deal with that shit. So there are two characters who have abilities to negate that. Aika has that when she uses Delta Shield, and then there's a character later on called Gilder who is very cool. This is the Moonberry. And he has an ability called Aura of Denial, which can be used to stop some stuff. I swear to God that there's like a big fucking amount of money somewhere on Pirate Island, right? There's like, well, not a big amount. There's like 200 gold or something. I guess that's the one where Vise is in Dine's office, right? That's what that was? It didn't let me open it, though, which is very confusing to me. There's an optional swashbuckling choice here that I need to get. Well, needs a strong word. There's a couple of things you can do. First off, Aika's like, I gotta go home for a minute, and you can be a total rat bastard and do this. It's one of the few times you get to see Aika with her hair down. Sadly, this doesn't lower our reputation. Yeah, not to say this is a dumb game, but a potentially smarter game would actually make that lower your reputation. One of the hidden interactions. Where's the kid? Is it this dope? Oh, yeah, this is the kid who's like, I get seasick, and you're like, yes, you can be a sailor. There we go. How heroic and nice of us. Oh, it's Pow. Pow the Huskra. Oh my god. One of my favorite fucking dogs in any video game. Don't just sneak up on me, child. I need to eventually head up this way anyway, but... Is Pow the best jester? Yes. But... Doesn't Marita do the better stuff? Like... if I remember correctly? All the crew are best crew. Even Lawrence, that shifty little bastard. Does Marita do value? Are we sure about that? Is that not just like... I feel like she's... Doesn't Osmond do value too or whatever? Or whatever the fortune... The shitty... Not the... Like the weird merchant. Not like the shitty fortune... Not the fortune teller. I'm coming over here because there's crystals. Yeah, the value stat is useless. I know when you do blue rogues, POW attacks and Marita does healing, because each character does one of the two. We're gonna have to head back up there for the story, which I think we move forward just by talking to Vise's mom. I'm not reading the dialogue. I might comment on the dialogue from time to time, but we're keeping it really chill. My hand does hurt though. I hurt my hand the other day somehow. Oh, she's the best character in a video game. Osmond makes high saleable items appear after ship battles. Really? Osmond's weird. Super weird. Osmond has their shop destroyed, and then you're like, do you want to join me on my pirate ship? And they're like, I have nothing else, so sure. You're like, that's the way I like it. Look at that sunset. 2 decades later, still some of the best colors for a sky in a game. Sure as hell better be with a name like Skies of Arcadia. Although that's not the Japanese name. Floating islands are cool. Very cool stuff. Yeah, look at that. Like, are you fucking for real? Let's get rid of the map for a second. So good. Very, very good. It's like 2 decades later, and I'm still like, this is a very good-looking game. Oh, we can get weapons on Shrine Island, can't we? Because I think there's a weapon drop there for Aika, which would be very nice to get. Gotta keep on looking to the horizon. Yeah, my tattoo's not quite the same as yours, Fina. It's just like slightly different. There's nothing I can do about it because it's ink in my body forever. I'm the only one who cares. Everybody else is like, it's a very good tattoo. This is Fina's theme, by the way. It's very, very good. Huh? We're gonna go get a moonstone. One of the few times they really stress that Vise's eye patch is also goggles. This is a weird one to play here because this is technically Gilder's theme. But it's very adventurous. But technically this is Gilder's theme. Oh god, I'm just obsessive enough to be like, should I get this tattoo redone? How would I get it redone? I think it's fine. I'm just a big fucking baby. Going to Shrine Island. This is fun though, because this is also one of the cases where like, is it gonna boot me out of the house or am I in here? Because like even these papers on the ground, that's like, tons of stuff, right, that you can just interact with. The analog stick stuff is a little fussy. So far we've been to two. We're in one location where we could have gotten a cham, and we're gonna go to another where we could have gotten a cham because there's a cham on Shrine Island where we can't do it. This is when we get the purple moonstone as well, which I almost immediately give to Aika so that we have it during the so that she can have some wonderful purple magic in the fight ahead. I want her to at least have Crystalli. Eternally grateful. She's the best. Yeah, this is 100% why I play the Dreamcast version. It's like, for me, it's not even an option. I like Skies of Arcadia Legends a lot, but I don't need to fucking deal with the Moonfish. I don't need to deal with all the other nonsense. Like, what the fuck ever. You know what I mean? We'll make our way to Shrine Island. I wonder if there's any discoveries I can make yet. What's the deal with the map? Is there any stuff that we can grab for discoveries? I don't remember. Probably not yet, huh? Oh yeah, the path to Deep Sky, which we don't get to use until much later. Isn't there the Moon Crystal Falls that I can examine and a couple other things? Oh, we're not at, you know what sucks though? We're not at the point where Aika can start the round using Alpha Storm.
Here goes.
Fucking heartbreaking.
Huh?
Oh well. Well, now she can use it, so I can focus on the Haruka, and she can... You can see it. This is her first ability. All the special abilities in this game are awesome.
Back off! Alpha Storm!
Yeah, well, I was gonna equip the Purple Moonstone once we reached Shrine Island, but... Any works. Is it 7? Oh, it's really 7.
Here goes! That was fun!
Oh, good. We got the Maroka shell. Give that to Vise for now, maybe? I wonder. 'Cause that's her quick. So that's like such a bigger gain. She's only losing 2 points of quick there for so much more defense. So it's like, that's fine. Yeah, I would love Legends with like the proper music. That's like my dream, right? Of just like, that's the version of this game that I would love to play. I'm just checking something. 1 second, friends. Sorry about that. Had to check a thing. Now we're on Shrine Island. Remember this place. It's important. Smart game. Smart game to be like, oh, Shrine Island, that place? What of it? Very enjoyable. You can't have Fina be in the party at this point too early, because she would have been like, why are we in these Sylvite ruins? And you would have been like, what? What are you talking about? She would have been like, what are you talking about? So a lot of dungeons have cool gimmicks. In this case, we're just draining the water so we can head down there. The cool thing about this is, in terms of visual space, like design of the visual space, does a really great thing here, a very smart thing, which is you can see your objective right from the start, right? It's just like, that's where you need to go. It is right there. Very obvious, very cool. And I think that's always been a nice kind of touch in terms of dungeon design. Most of the dungeons in this game I think are very good. I think the exceptions being Mount Moon, which is just a little too much. And once again, a mountain. Once you go to Yafatoma, that stuff is bananas. Will I be able to get this looper? Let's find out. Nope, it ran. Son of a bitch.
That was easy.
Those bastards. We'll switch over to the purple moon crystal in the next one. People are talking about why this wasn't a commercial success. There were television commercials in Japan, at least. There was not a lot of great advertisement in the United States. Also, it was the Dreamcast, right? The Dreamcast, for as much as I love it, is not the thing that it could have been, right? Is not the thing that it could have been commercially. Right? In a lot of ways, it's an incredibly niche system. Yeah, the ad on the wall where they say, you can change your reputation, but you can't change your clothes or whatever, which was like, okay. Video game advertisements in like the 1990s and then the early 2000s were bad. By which I mean they just like didn't really indicate much about the game. Like obviously the hook there was like, you have a reputation system, but like you can't sell your game on the reputation system. I forgot what side it was. It's this side. Just like, I don't know, because people didn't really have the vocabulary or frame of reference to really talk about games in a way that wasn't really patronizing and really weird for whatever reason. This is cool though, because you get to backtrack through the space, but it still reacts to your presence. Like a good Zelda dungeon, backtracking should be this thing that feels like you have purpose in doing it. And it should be this thing that kind of still makes the space feel alive. And I think these games actually embody a lot of those principles in certain ways. Is somebody thinking about Rogue Galaxy now? Is that what you're making an allusion towards? Next round, if the looper doesn't run, Alpha Storm will do good against these Maroka too, Looper. Loopers are pain. They're this game's metal slimes, or just slimes really. And they give a lot of magic experience when you defeat them. That's not what I meant to do. This should hit both of them.
Back off! Alpha Storm!
You can skip these animations too. I'm never going to because I love myself. Stupidly useful ability. Famed upbeat game Final Fantasy VI. Oh wow, he dodged. He lives to survive another round. I'm proud of you, Maroka. You must have like 5 HP. Well, he's dead.
That was fun!
Yeah, because she'll get... So, characters have natural... As far as I understand it, some characters have natural growth in certain magics. And in this case, Aika has natural growth in purple magic for whatever reason. Like, it's just kind of built into the characters. This is great because the battle space reflects the space that you're walking in, or at least it's a close enough abstraction of the space that you're walking in, right? You're not taking this like some weird battle plane or whatever the hell. It's like you're actually fighting on the space, which is very, very good. The Grouter is purple or red? I can't fucking tell. Is this a scripted encounter? That would shock me. That would be super shocking. If it is, I've never noticed. This is always here? I've played this game like 9 times, 10 times. So many fucking times. That's weird. You learn something new every time, I guess. Oh, see, I thought that was enough to hit. Bummer. This one fight always happens here. That's fascinating. We get a moonberry from the boss fight here, but we're also going to get a moonberry from just exploring here, which is good. Critical? No. This is going to be a really chill stream. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to stream for, like, super casual times forever. Like, what time is it now? Like, 5:30? We're going to go a while. I'm doing this just to finish this one off. But see, you can skip. Just kind of showing it off. It's so funny that I've never realized that this is a scripted encounter. Eventually it becomes stupidly easy to get spirit points in battle. Eventually you just are able to do special attacks left and right, and it's awesome. Once you just really have like tons of characters in your party and like your stats are increasing, like because of the cost of special skills is never like, it never changes, and Cutlass Fury ends up being like something useful throughout the entire game, even though you get like Pirate's Wrath and other abilities that are better. It's really cool. I like the transparency of these platforms. Nice little touch. I like how vertical these spaces are, by the way. It's something that we kind of take for granted. Or at least it feels like we kind of take it for granted when we look at these spaces, right? But this is a very vertical game. It's a game with a lot of height, which I guess makes sense considering what the game is. Oh, I should have attacked the looper. I should have attacked the looper with Vise. Oh well. Right, but these are just spaces that you climb down and climb up in, where you drain certain amounts of space and XYZ. We could get the looper here. How vulnerable is it to special attacks? We're gonna find out. Get some extra magic growth. No, 0? Really? I thought it would do damage. I guess we should have saved up for Cutlass Fury. It's gonna run here. No, it's gonna plain attack, counterattack, and we get it. Oh, good, we got it anyway. Loopers have piss poor physical defense.
Huh, that was easy.
You can sneeze on a... Oh, it dropped a moonberry? Fucking awesome. That's so great. Ugh. Every time a moonberry drops in this game, you feel like $1,000,000. Because it's really hard to find moonberries. Right, there's a very limited supply in the game world. Then we move here, right, because we're exploring the island, and then he runs back, and we're draining it as we make progress, which is very, very cool. It's not overly complicated. Makes sense, right, for the space, and we're descending into it. There's height. It's a dynamic process. It's the first dungeon, and it's still very, very good. Some dungeons get a little busy. Eventually we want to grab that chest, because that chest will have the moonberry. So I think we can access it this way? Might be wrong. I opened that door right as I was about to get into a random battle. I could hear it. Yeah, so this is another good example of 3D space, right? I saw that chest. I saw there was a door near that chest. And I said, I want to get there. What do I need to do? Well, I need to loop up top, go outside, climb down, presumably, right? And then I can come over here, and I can get my Sakura crystals. Where's the moonberry? I know there is one. I need it. I need those moonberries. I think it's on the floor closest to the moon crystal. So we are getting closer. If I was a game developer, I would hide a chest back here. But, you know. I'm not a game developer. Is this gonna take us right to where we need to go? We can grab the stuff on the way out, I suppose. Well, I thought we would get into more random encounters because I was banking on Aika having Crystalli for this fight. We don't need it, but it would be very nice to have. Just a little bit of extra DPS. Aika's not really a magic user, but she ends up being more of a support character. Her and Gilder. Gilder can do more damage, but, you know. I'm gonna, after I beat this boss, fucking make sure I got that moonberry. Even if it means turning around and going back into the dungeon. Some people have translated some of the runes on these, Sylvite folks and stuff, so there's a partially complete Sylvite, alphabet, which is really cool. Another good example of the abstracted space that you're fighting in being comparable to the space that you're just in on the map, the moon crystal is right there, which is really dynamic and really fun. Well, he's silver, right? So it's not gonna fucking matter. I have this problem where, like, the first time I played through as a kid, I definitely did not have enough moonberries. Because I did not have Lambda Burst. Or, excuse me, Omega Cyclone. I don't know why that was. It's just how it turned out.
Moons, give me strength.
I want to see how much damage this does. Not a lot. Crystalli would have done more. That's fine. A little bit of a waste of magic point. This should only hit Vise. Hits him hard, though. I think we have Sakura's crystals, though, so we're fucking fine. Like, we're super good. I did not mean to guard there. You ever make a mistake in a video game? I make them constantly. Yeah, we do. We have Sakura's crystals. That's wild, actually. That's super good.
Let's try this.
I was gonna say, that is gonna instantly heal all my health.
Cutlass Fury!
How many magic points do I have left? 2 out of 5, so that's fine. There we go. Energy is pumping. It's time. Oh, a counterattack, really. Counterattack here. I wish. Some people say that if you time the attack, but like some people swear that you can actually ensure guaranteed counterattacks in this game. I don't think it's true, but I've seen people say that it's actually a thing.
Cutlass Fury!
If he does the blaster attack here, he's gonna hit both of us just because of the angle that he's on. And he'll probably knock Aika out. That would fucking suck. I think Aika has to heal next turn. He's gonna scan? Yeah. Saw that coming. I'm gonna play it super safe because I want to keep my health here. Or my experience here.
Let's try this.
Yeah, if the attack box lingers, then you know it's a counterattack. Like, you know when there's going to be a counterattack. But I also don't... some people, I remember, have said, like, hey, if you do a specific timing or whatever, it can work. If he targeted Aika, it would have hit both of them, and it would have potentially wiped my party.
Cutlass Fury!
So there we go.
That wasn't so bad.